And move over to the new business. And
Okay,
This might be the appropriate time to talk about it.
okay. Item number one is the motion, which is not an ordinance, a motion to hire CSI Corporate Security and Investigations and to address Mr. Yakim's questions. What I'll do is I'll address the administrative part, the legislative part, the mayor can address, and the legal part, the solicitor can address. First of all, as far as an administration, it is totally my responsibility, John, to have things on the agenda and to have them approved in an appropriate time. It's not council's responsibility, it's not Bruce Dice's responsibility, it's my responsibility to this council. Now, let me walk the public through exactly the events, okay? Now, what happened was council did meet in executive session 2 times to discuss this issue and to make not a decision. Decision is the wrong word because, as we all know, a decision cannot be made in an executive session. All right, they discussed it and they decided to move ahead with it. And they gave me the responsibility to move ahead with it with CSI. Now, I got a proposal. I don't want to call it an agreement, and I'll let Mr. Dice say whether or not it's an agreement. It's a proposal from CSI. What I was doing right around the time of the March meeting was I was looking and talking with CSI about the scope of services for this project. Now, what days I was exactly talking about the scope of services with CSI, I can't honestly say. Now, should this have been put on the March agenda for approval? Probably. Probably it should have, and it wasn't. But I do not believe that this is a violation of the Sunshine Law. Now, was everything done like you should do it? Maybe not, but it's going to be ratified tonight, which means there's no violation of the Sunshine Law. Now, I told Mr. Bellissimo from CSI to move ahead with the project. Okay. Now, he started his investigation right around the time of the meeting in March. And what day specifically, I don't know. All right. So that's the events that occurred, and there's nothing wrong with ratifying a project. And I'll use the word project moving ahead at a meeting. You can hire, for instance, an attorney for a special project for some kind of special legal project, and you can discuss the scope of services, and you can have that person moving ahead with it, and you can ratify it at the following meeting. Now, would you ideally like to ratify it to pass it at the meeting after you discuss it? Yeah, but my role in this was to discuss the scope of services with CSI. And I did that, and there were some things that had to be worked out there. So if you have any other questions, if I did not answer all your questions from an administrative end, you can ask me more questions if you want. But from a legislative end, for the intent of doing the project or the legal aspect of it, I'll leave that up to the mayor and Mr. Dice respectively.